20 Flat Earth fail compilations. I have to be honest, it's still relatively easy to find the content for these little fail videos. So we continue. This is Flat Earth Fail Compilation 20. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a quick thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is a VPN service that makes online privacy protection easy and attainable, encrypting all internet traffic sent to and from your devices and ensuring that your IP address remains hidden to make sure nobody can see what you do online. On top of that, they block ads, trackers, malware, and phishing attempts, and unlike other VPN services, you can use it on as many devices as you like simultaneously. I spend a huge amount of time on the internet doing the job I do, about 6 to 8 hours a day. The internet knows a lot about you, which is why we should care about our online data. And I have to admit, their HackLock system is one of the best things about Surfshark. You can use its HackLock system to get alerts anytime your email address or password is compromised. HackLock scans various databases of leaked information and notifies its users if their data is found so they can take action. Click on the link in the description or go to surfshark.deal/SimonDan and use my code SimonDan to get a whopping 83% off plus 3 months extra free. Right, back to today's Flat Earth Fail compilation, and we start with Mr. King of Fails himself, Level Earth Observer. He has some issues with some lunar satellites. Away you go, buddy.
Okay, check this out. Not a lot of people know this, that NASA supposedly released satellites around the moon in 1971 during Apollo 15 and 16.
Correct. Apollo 15 launched the Particles and Fields sub-satellite, and Apollo 16 launched a similar sort of satellite as well.
And of course, there's a good reason why not a lot of people know this, because when we dig out the old footage of one of the satellite releases, it doesn't age very well at all.
Well, it has been 40 odd years, Leo.
Just have a quick look down here. Essentially, they put 2 satellites supposedly in orbit around the moon in 1971 and receiving data up till 73. We get an artist's impression of one of the sub-satellites. And like I said, I've managed to dig out a bit of footage. Pretty rare, and there's a reason why it's rare, because it doesn't hold up to scrutiny and it's aged terribly.
I would say it's because we were still landing humans on a rock almost 400,000 kilometres away. These sub-satellites were relatively small news at the time.
You've got to laugh as well. Even at the site here, which is NASA, telling us about this incredible achievement from back in the day. Look at the top here. Imagine the universe. This is at NASA's website. Imagine the universe. And then we've got the silhouette of a family on a cannonball flying through the vacuum. Way! So NASA are telling us we need to imagine all this heliocentric nonsense. We know this anyway. The globe's scientifically impossible, and the heliocentric space which is cited to make the globe a reality, as we're about to see, is shocking at best.
The definition of imagine is to form a mental image. This doesn't necessarily mean it's a fabricated image, does it, Leo?
Okay, so here's the rare footage of the satellite being released around the moon by NASA in 1971. Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I do hope that Level Earth Observer understands that in this particular clip, the footage has been sped up. Not hard to see that, is it?
Now, there's a good reason, isn't there, that we've not seen this footage, or it's not pushed heavily by NASA or the mainstream media.
Because it was a small submission that only lasted a matter of months, and in the meantime, humans were still going to the moon.
Let's just come back a smidge. Shocking. Essentially, all I see here, let me pause that for a second. All I see there is some old geezer in a dark room with a drill, with a bent drill bit, and a little spacecraft attached to his bent drill bit, and the cameraman is slowly moving away from, let's say, Fred with his drill as he spins his toy spacecraft around on his wonky drill bit. Look here. Shocking.
Oh dear. He clearly doesn't understand that that's sped up footage, does he? A man with a drill. There's a reason that they speed it up. The footage otherwise would be pretty boring to watch, wouldn't it? And as the rotation of that sub-satellite won't be perfect, then as it's sped up, it does appear to wobble a bit.
No wonder this incredible, so-called incredible achievement is not pushed. Because it is, or would have been, an amazing achievement putting satellites around the moon. But like I said, when we look at the footage, essentially all it is Fred with an old drill bit in a dark room, spinning a spacecraft around on a wonky drill bit. Ridiculous. Even NASA are telling you on their website, imagine the universe, and they put a silhouette of a family on a cannonball going, waving. Clearly ridiculous.
I wonder if one day Level Earth Observer is going to look back on his videos and think, what was I doing? Who knows? Right, we move on, and Flat Earth Proof Machine, Mr. Dean Wright, is back. Let's see what he's got to say this time.
Good afternoon, people. Beautiful day today. Crisp, clear winter's afternoon down on the beach. And I can see a lot of detail. Here we go. This rock here is 22 miles away and should be over 300 feet of curvature.
Wow, where to start here? First off, there seems to be some serious Fata Morgana going on in this image. A Fata Morgana is a form of superior mirage which appears to flip the object on the horizon as you look at it. Secondly, how tall is that rock you're looking at? What if it's taller than 300 feet? Then you would see it, wouldn't you?
Or more. Yeah, we see it. There's a little bit of haze, light bouncing off the ocean. It gives you that sort of hazy look to it. And I'm going to pan right. A couple of containers there, you see them? This is what happens with the light bouncing off the ocean surface. Makes it a little bit hazy. Same here with this one as well. But as again, it's sitting on an apparent horizon. And this one here is 15 miles away.
So what? It's clearly elevated. Why wouldn't you see it?
We want to keep panning right and see what we can get in the shot. Coastline, hills, snow, boats. 3 mile marker there, the red one. I'm just going to zoom in on that. There you go. I'm going to keep panning right. These hills here, they're about 20 miles away, 22 miles away.
And what's the key word there, Dean? Hills.
Keep panning. Keep panning. Houses on this other side of the shore as well. Just zooming a bit on there. I mean, come on guys. It's flat. I defy anybody to show me any curvature at all. Anywhere. Anywhere. The only curvature that is brought into people's minds is the curvature on the model, the heliocentric model, the ball Earth model. It's all models.
Meanwhile, Flat Earth can't even supply an accurate map.
15 miles away. It's all pseudoscience, reification fallacies and formological fallacies. This is what our world is made up of.
Formological? Is that even a word?
Lies and models. There you go.
This one was invented by a writer.
Well done, Dean. You have succeeded in failing even harder than usual. Right, next up is Mr. Eric Dubays. He has a new Flat Earth movie coming out called Level, and we're going to watch the trailer.
In a world that tells us science has been settled.
I love that he's using a movie trailer voice guy. Also, science has never claimed to be settled. First lie, 12 seconds.
we tell them the journey has merely begun.
Wouldn't say that. Still a lot to learn, but it's not just begun.
It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled.
How ironic. Eric spends his day fooling people into thinking that the Earth is flat, and then his supporters come onto my channel telling me that Eric can beat me in a boxing match.
For years now, space programs have been nothing but trickery. They tricked you then, and they trick you now. Sometimes the trick is easily noticed. Other times, it goes over your head. For the man that started it all, to the men who continue the agenda.
Just to point out, Copernicus didn't start it all. He was an important part of the process, of course, but there were others before him.
Real science proves water finds and maintains its own level. It doesn't matter who tries to sell you the idea that oceans are curving around a ball.
Guarantee if you zoom in on that image enough, you'll see a curve. Much like Soundly's work here. Miss Soundly.
There is no curvature. No matter how high you go on an airplane, or if you strap a camera to a weather balloon, the results are always the same, unless you attach a fisheye lens to the camera. But that one-trick pony is coming to an end.
Unless you're Mr. Sensible, who didn't use a fisheye camera. Oops, Eric.
This spring, find out how money really makes the world go round. Level.
Say again, please. Houston, we have a problem.
I cannot wait. I am going to pull every single minute of this film apart. I'm going to put so much effort into it that when you search for this film, you'll be finding the debunk of it from me first. Not going away, Eric. By the way, let's look at the poster for the film quickly. Look at the top. Dave Murphy's in it. Hope you gave him enough urine, and it features Del too. Awesome. Okay, last up is Zetetic Flat Earth, who wants to show us Flat Earth proof number 29, time zones. Away you go, buddy.
Flat Earth Proof 29. Time zones. Time zones are said to be caused by the rotation of the ball Earth, so that when one side of the ball faces the sun, that side is experiencing day, whilst the opposite side experiences night.
The rotation of the Earth itself doesn't cause time zones. They're obviously a human construct to help us arrange and organise days and dates.
On the Flat Earth model, however, the sun is much closer to the Earth than claimed by modern science, acting more like a local spotlight overhead as it revolves around the central pole in 24-hour cycles, illuminating the areas beneath it.
My problem with that is, how does the sun know how far to throw its light during different times of the year? Weird.
Then disappearing beyond the scope of the observer's perspective as it moves farther away, creating the illusion of sunrise and sunset.
Again, why does the angular size of the sun not change as it sets and rises?
An interesting side note, further demonstrating that this phenomenon occurs on a flat plane as opposed to a ball, is that on a ball, 12 o'clock noon in the summer would wind up shifting, becoming 12 o'clock midnight in the winter, and vice versa.
Well, no. 12 noon is 12 noon, no matter what time of year it is.
Additionally, at northern latitudes, the Arctic phenomenon known as the midnight sun frequently illuminates parts of the Earth on opposite sides of the North Pole simultaneously for periods lasting up to several days. But in Antarctica, the sun has never been shown to illuminate lands on opposite sides of the alleged geographical South Pole simultaneously, whilst unedited videos featuring the Antarctic midnight sun remain elusive even now. So investigate the subject for yourself and ask questions.
Yep, done that. There's no issue. This appears to be one of the weakest flat earth proofs that I've ever seen, and that's saying something. Well, there we go. Flat Earth Fail 20 is all finished, and I have to say it's been an absolute pleasure to bring you 20 Flat Earth Fail compilations. So I ask again, after another 10 compilations, do we continue this series? Head to my Twitter now, where there's a poll and you can have your say. Thank you very much for watching today. If you enjoyed it, then please do like and subscribe as well. It'd be thoroughly appreciated. Just enough time to once again thank Surfshark for sponsoring. Remember, click on the link in the description or visit surfshark.deals/SimonDan and use my code SimonDan to get 83% off and 3 months free. I have been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday for more tinfoil fun. See you then.